This is the first segment of the TheFrunchRoom's Drum Off series. So I'm putting together a whole situation for a lot of drummers to come in, hang out. We bounce back on the kits and we chat a little bit. And I must welcome in. Here's a man who is ahead of his time, but let's not make a big deal over 3 or 4 minutes. Pat Carroll, ladies and gentlemen. There's actually fake applause. So
I can hear it in my mind.
Pat, thanks so much for coming in, man.
Thank you.
Pat, I haven't known him long, more or less on Facebook. I met you once, one time before, and I know of him because he's a drummer, and I know quite a few drummers. Myself, I'm a drummer. I started playing when I was 8 years old. But I got to welcome you in, and thanks for coming by.
Thanks for inviting me.
Pat is a Chicago guy. You're from the Roseland area. Is that where you grew up?
That's where I grew up.
And I remember going to Roseland as a kid. My mom used to go shop at Gately's and those places of that
downtown.
sort. My brother went to Mendel, which is not far.
Right.
Pullman right there, south side of Chicago. Remember the big incinerator?
That went away.
They used to burn everything. I used to love it. We had burn barrels. Remember burn barrels?
Those early spring days. Yeah, we had the concrete and iron garbage incinerators.
That metal thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I grew up in Hegewisch. And we always had the burn barrels. And my dad would vote for the alderman. It was all based on how many free garbage cans you'd get.
Right.
I'm voting for Verdoliak because he gave me 2 burn barrels. And then they put the burn barrels. We used to burn all our garbage. Everything went in. Cardboard. Everything.
Plastic.
Toxic.
Anything.
We'd throw cans, the aerosol cans, and wait for them to explode. And the funny thing is the burn barrels were about 5 feet from the garage eave.
Yeah, we used to throw road flares in them. It would incinerate anything in there.
What inspired you to play drums? What was the first thing you remember? When did you start playing drums? How old?
Oh, I was about 7.
7. So
7.
Young like me. I was because I started on piano at 5.
Okay.
And then my dad turned me on to Gene Krupa. I saw Gene Krupa on TV, and I was like, that looks much cooler than playing the piano.
My dad was a marching drummer in the military. He marked cadence along the sand, marching the troops, and I was just amazed by what he did. He was in a VFW marching band on parades, and I wanted to know that. I wanted to learn that, and I was really turned on by that. So my first drum was a little wooden practice pad, and he said, learn these rudiments, and I didn't know what rudiments were, but as time went by, you have to learn these. So,
do you remember all the rudiments?
Some of them. But for me, I've always been, as I gravitated, got older, got into different kinds of music, I'm a very pocket drummer, playing the groove, and that type of drummer.
Because you played with the Sounds of Santana for a while. What was that like?
It was Mike Roman and Telstar. I did that. I've played in and out of different bands in the region for some time.
And I have to say, thank you, Mike Roman, because Mike Roman gave me inspiration at that age when you're like still.
Yeah.
Should I play football? All my friends, you want to play football? I go, no, I want to play drum. Well, you're not going to drum.
I used to go out to Cal Park and see them live on the 4th of July weekend.
Telstar.
Yeah. Telstar, yeah.
Mike Roman, yeah.
My experiences in Roseland, which were TW4, was my first
the band because a lot of people don't know who TW4 is, but you're going to find out.
Yeah. When I was about 7 years old, we heard music down the alley, and we went down to watch the band, and there was a band practicing in the backyard, and it was TW4.
Now, what does TW4 stand for? Do you know?
The Tradewind 4. It was right before they made it as Styx. It was in a backyard down the alley, 101st Street.
Causing havoc.
We jumped down off the fence and pulled out their PA plug. And years later, I ran into John Panazzo on near Lakeshore Drive by Buckingham Fountains, and he he pulled over and we talked about it, and he was humoring me. And just like, oh, okay, this guy, yeah, sure. And when I brought up this old guy who came out and played fiddle with him, that was our grandfather.
So that rung up. He knew that you were from the hood.
The only way you could know that is if
you were there. From Roseland, where did you move next?
We moved to Sauk Village.
Sauk Village, that was a big move. That was culture shock.
Yeah, we went from a changed neighborhood to kind of a little redneck kind of
rural setting,
very rural.
Yeah. But when you were there in Sauk Village, you got in bands, I imagine. Your rock bands, your cover bands, played a high school scene.
We did the high school battle of the bands when I was in grade school at the time, and I wanted to get into the school band, and at the time the school teacher was Mr. Burleson, and they already had that established, and I was well along my way of being a snare drummer, and he wanted me to play something else because, well, the drum chair's already filled.
Oh, so you have to go like bass drum or cymbals or timpani or something?
No, I can play drums because, well, we don't need a drummer. So it just was.
What did they give you?
Nothing. I took no for an answer.
Went back home and started a Deep Purple cover band.
Exactly. What do you do when they tell you no? You keep going.
It was like that with my teacher, my music teacher, or the band teacher, Salvatore Grasso. And R.I.P., by the way. I think he just died a few years ago. I don't know how I heard that. The magic of Facebook. And he passed away, but he always gave me dirty looks because I'd always kind of improvise a little. I know you're supposed to read the music, and be like,
right.
And he'd be like, he was Italian. His freaking veins started like boiling and protruding, and you could see him just with his baton, and we used to just do it on purpose. Listen, we have to stop. Hey, Kat, my wife's upstairs. Kat! Can you grab us a beer? We got to take a break. We'll be right back here in the front room. Welcome back into the front room. This is the Drum Off Series online edition right here in the front room. We have Pat Carroll with us today. I want to thank him for coming in. We're going to chat a little more with him. Do you sweat a lot when you play?
Yeah. Especially when I'm nervous.
I never got nervous. It was more, what I hated was waiting. I guess I get more, not nervous, more anxiety. Like, come on, let's just...
I get butterflies once in a while.
It seems like it takes forever to get on stage. Then when you get on stage, even if we used to do about an hour set. I don't like doing 3 sets. I'm not a 3. When you remember the cover bands, can you guys play 5 sets, 40 minutes? From 11 till 4 in the morning. At 60 years old.
No,
I'm not doing that. I one set if you're lucky, maybe 2.
The first 2 or 3 songs. Sometimes it doesn't happen a lot now, but is the muscles stiffen up.
Really
bad.
I haven't had that, or a blister, or a callus.
No blisters, no callus.
I would say since, the last time I had that was maybe in the late 70s. And when you start playing a lot, you just don't have that anymore.
That's part of it. You have to play a lot to overcome that.
Plus carpentry here at the house. I do a lot.
Swing the hammer.
Yeah, I do a lot of projects in the house. I'm very handy. The handyman.
Yeah.
Any quirks about drumming?
Quirks?
Yeah, any quirks.
Oh. I'm a lefty.
He's a lefty.
And it really, some people freak out over that.
I set up a drum set here, two of them, one for myself, and then when the guests come in, I have another drum set. And I have played double bass before, two bass drums, and I've dabbled with setting up. It's weird because I'm a righty, but I played hockey when I was a kid. I played left.
Okay.
I shot lefty. Baseball, back in the 70s, I almost made state. No, I didn't.
Be honest.
No, when I would bat, I was a righty batter, but I batted better lefty.
Okay.
I threw righty, but I was better at lefty. What shoe do you put on first?
My right.
See, I just started thinking about this. I naturally put my left shoe on first. I don't know why.
I bat right or left-handed just as well, and I'm not a very good batter in baseball, but I play guitar right-handed. I golf left or right-handed.
When I set up your kit lefty, I started messing with it, and I could do certain things. I didn't have a problem going around.
Yeah.
The beats, the hi-hat is the hardest.
Play open-handed. Ride.
I do that, but I'm talking about my foot controlling the hi-hat.
Right.
I can't do it.
And the thing is
because
if
it's still.
you have a double pedal, you can play on a lefty kit, because there's been many times where I've had to sit in on a right-handed drum kit. And
do you flip the foot over?
I've done that, but if they have, nowadays everybody has a double pedal.
Right. So it's not as bad.
Right. So now, if they have a double pedal, I can play a right-handed kit.
My biggest quirk, because I'm 6'7", so my biggest quirk, and I know, I look at certain drummers, their snare drum's low.
Yeah.
But see, I play traditional grip sometimes.
I flip back and forth.
I flip back and forth, and I need that snare drum above this knee, because I got to hit that rim.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I'll get behind the drum set, and I'll go, hold on, I got to hit the floor tom. I have to go over my knee.
Yeah.
And I go, can I lift it up? No, don't move that.
Don't touch my stuff.
See, if someone played my kit, I go, just adjust it however you need. That's why it's adjustable. Let's see, hazards to drummings. Any hazards?
The weight of the hardware.
That's a drag.
Setup, takedown, load into the car.
Hazards for drummers, and I mentioned blisters and calluses. That's one thing, because it's pretty hard to play with a blister. You got to tape it up.
Ever poke yourself in the eye with a stick?
I have, and I've hit myself. I've done rolls where I was going on a snare drum and I'm hitting myself in the forehead. Hazards to drumming. Now, I know these days they've changed the stands, but years ago, when you'd be talking with someone and you unloosen the thing and it would come down. Blood blister. Oh! I always love it. Is this enough room? Oh, you mean my elbow's hitting the wall?
Yeah, right.
Oh, great. I'll hit the funny bone maybe if I go around fast and do a roll. Here's one thing. If you're a musician or a young musician and you're in a band, don't ever stop and start over.
No.
I just barrel through.
I make mistakes, and many musicians that I've played with will attest to this. You come down on the wrong beat, just roll with it.
Yeah.
Everybody, if
you have good enough players, they could catch it.
Yeah.
They'll know where the
Don't turn around.
They'll know where the one is. They'll know where the one is. When you get a guy that doesn't know, like I don't know about you, but when I play drums, I don't count. I don't sit there like 2, 2, 2.
No.
I might, maybe if it's an intricate beginning where I'm coming in with something, I might go 1, 2, 3.
Right.
4. I know a bar I'm in, but I'm not playing the whole song. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 15, 20.
No, I'm playing in a band right now, the Smokin' Joe Band.
Right.
And we do a once a month house gig in Crete. It's a little bar, it's Smokey Joe's. Our keyboard player owns the restaurant, so he hired us to be the band.
Spot on.
Well, this is the format we have, where there's no rehearsal. We all get together.
You kind of know the gig. You know the song.
Here's the set list. We've got a revolving door with a bass player. We've got Aaron from Crawl Puppies, Chuck commands from.
Oh, yeah, I know Chuck.
Yeah, Jarek Paliga.
Yeah,
and that's the beauty of it. We don't have to rehearse. We come in once a month and do the gig.
Learn how to wing. It comes in handy.
And if you make a mistake, just keep rolling with it.
I never make a mistake because I blame the guitarist. I want to thank you for coming on the show. Do appreciate it for sitting down playing some drums here.
Drums here.
I was going to say playing with me, but that just sounds weird.
I don't want to play with you, man.
But I appreciate you coming on and taking time out. And hopefully maybe I'll come out to, what's it, Trader Joe's or
Smokey Joe's Old Town Tap.
Old Town Tap in
The
Crete,
Smokin'
Illinois.
Joe Band.
Near Sauk Village, by the way.
Crete, Illinois. Almost Sauk Village.
Thanks a lot, Pat. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Look for this online edition of The Frunch Room. And don't forget, join me on live radio Fridays at 2 p.m. in The Frunch Room, WJOB AM 1230, 104.7 FM, Facebook Live, and all that nonsense, too. So thank you so much. We'll see you again. Other drummers coming on. We're going to have Larry Mislevic will be on next from Skafish.
Larry.
And from Iggy Pop, along with Nick Geza, Tony Carone, Ricardo Jimenez, Andy Sutton, Roland Quackenbosch, and Terry Boylan from Nomad Planets. He's going to be in here. And several others, so watch for it right here in The Frunch Room. Thanks so much.